Okay, so coming on the question of openings, right? What other things? If you like, I mean, I would say that in the beginning stages, I always recommend Scotch game, Scotch Gambit, Italian game, also this one, Ivan Gambit, and all those openings are very good to know and play. Also Danish Gambit, if you can think because it's high. Sorry?
Two knights defense.
Two knights defense from black side, it is good, but you have to play it after some time, after you get used to the way that the knight, Scotch game and all works. Two knights defense also is a very good defense. In fact, extremely good defense if you want to win from the black side, right? Then you can get a counter attack. So two knights defense, but you have to brave that fried liver attack or any such thing. You have to be able to bear it. Maybe Traxler counter attack is very good. Knight to g5, bishop to c5, right? That is a very, very good, extremely attacking opening. So, but I mean, you have to play through this and then you have to go to the slightly quieter openings. So, yeah, I mean, some people like to play French defense. It is again a very good thematic opening, not very tactical as much as like Italian, two knights, etc., but very solid, and then allows you to counter attack on the queen side. Right. So French defense is also something that you can study.
Sir, is the Sicilian good for us?
Sicilian, I will not recommend at this stage, because Sicilian is like a African jungle, equatorial jungle, right? I mean, you just every step on the way, there are so many possibilities, and who will get better, who will not get better, and it is very, I mean, the theory is so vast that you can't understand it. So against e4, if you are playing, I suggest even Scandinavian defense. Center counter is very good, all the way up to the master level.
Sir, is the Caro-Kann a good opening?
Caro-Kann is a very good opening, but it leads to black can find it difficult to win from the black side sometimes if white plays things. So it is not as much chance as you get it.
What about the London system as well?
London system is a system opening. So there are things like Cole system, London Zukertort system, or things like that, right? Those are system openings where what they mean is that there are not too many variations. They say there is a theme, and irrespective of what the other opponents play, you play the theme and you give it. So that way, I have heard a lot about London system, but I have never played it. Sometimes I think that I should study and then play it, because then it is like, you don't care what black plays, you play, I mean, more or less, you play your own plan. Italian is very good.
Right now, everyone knows that I play it. Everyone knows I play it.
Yeah, I know. London and the Jobawa London, right?
Who's the Jobab of London?
There is one variation where I think some move order is there, and then you play this before that, and that is Jobawa. Jobawa is right now more popular than the play
before you play bishop f4.
Yeah. So a lot of openings. So I think this course that I put, right, I think that gives a good overview of all these openings at a decent level, all the way up to level 7. I think I'll show you this course, which is Opening Lab in Chess King.
Will you send the link?
Yeah, I've sent the link today evening also.
Okay.
Chess Opening Lab, 1400 to 22,000, right? This one. So this covers all the openings. So it is in alphabetical order. If you see here, Alekhine defense, Benoni defense, Birds opening, Bishops opening, Blumenfeld, this, that, all the way up to Dutch defense is there. And so whenever you see an arrow, that means there are much more variations in there. So like in Dutch defense, there are Ilyín Janevsky system, Leningrad variation, Staunton Gambit, Dutch Stonewall, right? So like this. So French defense, again, there are French classical, Tarrasch, Winawer, McCutcheon, Kings India. And so like this, there are many. And then I'm sure you should, oh, here they have not given the London system. Yeah, they have not given London system here, but most of the other openings are covered. Okay.
Is Karo Khan there?
Yeah, of course. Caro-Kann will be there. Caro-Kann.
Okay, great.
Is there any opening with that is with H3 or H4 or A3 or A4?
Those are all shady openings. So they will not be covered in the book. So they will be like some crazy guy 1, crazy guy 2 opening, etc. But B3 is a very, Adiban plays B3 and it is Larsson's opening. And okay, here it is not there. Okay, but
Magnus Carlsen played B4 and won.
B4 is, what is it called? I think G4 is Grub and B4 probably is Borg or something like that. I don't know.
B4 is the Polish.
Huh?
B4.
Yeah, but you play that only for surprise value. You don't play it regularly. It is very
I
easy.
never played it.
Yeah. But so many other things are there. Queen's Gambit is a very big thing. Roy Lopez is big. King's Indian is big. Nimzo Indian is big. Sicilian, of course, is the biggest thing. Right? So this course, I mean, just if you see, right, it covers almost all the openings it covers, except for some specialized openings. And it gives you a good this one, like good idea of most of the variations. So if you play Queen's Gambit or Queen's Indian Defense, right, I mean, it will give you a lot of.
So can the Grunfeld be played against the London, or is it only a Queen's Gambit?
It is not very effective against London, I think. It is against more of the Queen, this one. So, yeah, anyway, so I think that is the world of openings. So there are lots and lots of openings. Probably the highest number of chess books are written on openings, but I never said that. I don't suggest you spend too much time in looking at the deep opening. Just look at it enough to know the simple principles of that opening and this one. And then, okay, I think I am into practice and not this one. Yeah, I am into practice, not in theory. So theory, if you go, yeah, then it is arrange open games, semi-open games, closed games, and semi-closed games. So all these things, Nimzo Indian, Queen's Indian is all, yeah, Prussian system. I think Sokolsky opening is what, B4 or G4, I think.
What is G4 is the Grob, I thought.
So let us look at what is the Sokolsky opening. Yeah, B4 is a Sokolsky opening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that is that. Okay, so here, yeah, it gives it enough depth here to still all the way up to your here. If you see a lot of variations, even for Sokolsky opening, they have given so many variations and what are the main occurring things, etc. So this is enough for you all the way up to, I would say, all the way up to level 7 also. This opening course is enough. Right? Beyond that, if you are going, then you need to know specialized openings in depth, etc. At level 8, etc. Then you need to go. Otherwise, this is more than. You should know your end games and tactics much more. Okay. All right. So I think that is that. So there is one more theory game, back to our course. There was one more theory game, but you can watch it yourself. All of you have access to the thing. It's a slightly longer game, but a lot of variations are there and that is mentioned. So I will just show it to you and then leave it to you. Chess strategy for beginners. And in theory, utilizing the thing, different kinds of advantage. And number previous game. Yeah, this game. So you can look at it, but again, it illustrates, yeah, it goes, it's a Nimzowitsch game, Nimzowitsch. So there are some mistakes that initially both players make a little bit of mistakes, but later on, white really does really thematically very well. So it's a game worth going through. Please go through it. right? See how, and towards the end game also, how white continues to use his advantage to press on, right? It is very, very instructive. So please see this. And now I think we can go back to our study of the positions. So training level 4, okay. Level 4 position series. Last time we started studying number 8, right? We are in number 8 now. So first two positions, I think we saw it last week, 29 and 30. So let us go to Let us go to 31, black to move. Black has got a battery down the D file, right? But
Bishop takes e2.
bishop takes e2, then white bishop will also take on e2. And still you will prevent it from...
Then queen e4.
Queen e4. But what are you threatening? You are threatening the bishop on e2. Yeah, and get that. But maybe queen will have to come to d8.
E8?
d8. Queen to d8. Sorry, d1. Queen to d1.
But then you just take with the rook.
Yeah. No,
Two rooks for queen is the same.
So you are getting into an endgame with queen versus bishop and rook. Yeah, it is an advantage, but it is not immediately. It is not immediately easy to win, right?
The queen e4, the first move.
First move, queen to e4. Then
What's the threat? There is no threat.
there is a threat.
Okay. It's queen takes e2 and then rook takes.
Yeah, then rook takes e2. That is the threat.
But
But
then
then queen takes d2. Then queen takes d2.
They don't do that.
Okay, let us put this on the leeches. Black has got what at f3 bishop, and white has got pawns on a6. Sorry, a3, b3, c4. This queen. Okay, I will try to remember and put this position on the board editor and clear board. Black has got this. Queen is on here, rook is here, another rook is here, bishop is here, white has got pawns, something like this, and then this, and this, and white has got a bishop here, white has got a king here, queen here, a rook here, and black has got, let us say, a king here. Something like this, right? I think this is the position. Black to play. See, queen e4.
First, how can I tell?
Yeah.
First rook to d1, queen takes, and then queen c3.
Yeah, this is the key move.
And then queen blocks, and then queen takes queen.
Finish. So everything is forced here, right? In 3-4 moves, I think you are over. 3 moves, it is over. So start with rook to d1, queen to d1, and then poke with the check and really force the queen out. And it is over. Yeah. So this is not very easy to find unless you train your mind. I found it difficult to find. Okay, because I kept on, just like you said, right? I was trying to solve for some tactic on e2 or f2 or something like that, but it never could happen. But this is a very, very simple one, and still it took some time for me to get it. Rook to d1, queen to d1, and now poke. So I think it is very important that in such case, advantage is there, right? Not go on trying to think that you will along the d file only. Think about some alternatives while you are attacking along the d file, and that is the key thing. So here, good. So this is okay. Let us go to the next position. I think this is 32, black to move. Take some time.
Knight
Knight where?
E2 check.
Knight E2, king H1.
Knight G3 check.
No, knight G3 does not work after that.
Queen takes H2.
Queen takes. I think Nandan has got it. Anastasia's
Then
mate.
rook H4 checkmate.
Yep. This is Anastasia's mate, right? If I'm not mistaken. I forget sometimes, but this pattern is, I think, Anastasia's mate, I think, or what. It is so knight E2, king H1, queen H2 check, forcing, giving up the queen. King takes H2. The key part is that the knight on E2 is covering the G3 and the G1 squares. So a simple check of rook to H4 is a checkmate. There's nothing to intervene. I hope everyone gets it. I don't want to put it on leeches. I think it is fairly simple now for you. Knight to E2, king H1, queen H2, king H2, rook H4. Right? That is why those mating patterns that we studied, I think 32 mating patterns, right? In level 3 we studied from Vukovic mates. Right? Those are very, very important to study in depth. And one of the books that I had recommended that has all those mating patterns again. I think those, I think Tactics, 50 Tactics for Kids or something like that. That book is there. That 50 series, right? Strategy, tactics, end games, middle games, and something 50 great games, whatever. That series of books from Quality Chess, I believe, or Gambit Chess publications. Those are very good. So that also covers all of this. So good. All right. So with that, I think we complete our class for today. So we will meet next week. I will stop recording.